Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back for another video. My name is Fabio Palvelli. So NFT art has been at the center of many conversations lately, and mainly under a negative light. A lot of people are watching the NFT space and they're not liking what is happening. Many say that NFT might actually kill art. Some say that NFT is anything but art. And so they are against artists using these spaces freely because real art, and of course I'm using the only belongs in museums. Then there is people who love what is happening. They love to be able to sell verified ownership of their work to collectors and investors. And so they only see a positive side to this phenomenon. And so everything is happening so incredibly fast, and therefore it's understandable that there is so much confusion. The great thing about this movement, I think, is that it is making us question what art is. And as a creator and as a designer myself, understanding the purpose of art is probably the first and most important thing that you want to understand in order to pursue this career. And so the question is, what is art? Now, the answer to that question can be very subjective. What I think that can be defined as art will be very different from what another person or another artist think. Does this make my opinion about what good art is wrong or maybe non-valuable? And you see, this is hard to say because a lot of famous artists during their life, they saw little to no success because their vision did not become relevant until a later time. Rothko himself, one of the most prolific artists of the past century and one of the most recognized artists of today, he did not see real success until his 50s, after almost 40 years of making art. Does it mean that the people that were criticizing Rothko were right in the beginning, but then they were wrong later on? And so you see, it becomes really hard to define objectively what good art is. We can say, of course, I like what I see, or I don't like what I see, but our opinion is irrelevant because in many cases, we see society becoming the judge of what good art is and what bad art is. And as a matter of fact, I heard a few days ago that each society gets the artist that they deserve, which in a way is a very true and also very beautiful statement. At least I think. I mean, and you know, I might be using the example of like singers. When an artist becomes really well known, not only in their own city or in their country, but even abroad, this shows how similar and how connected we are as humans despite the political, religious and cultural differences. But anyway, I feel like I'm diverting a little bit. Now, one thing that we can probably all agree on is that art is a form of self-expression. And so every artist will have their own way to create and express themselves. Now, does this mean that everything that you will create as an artist will be good? I don't know, maybe not, maybe yes. However, the reality is that nobody can tell you if your art is good or if your art is bad. People might have an opinion, it might be a very harsh and very negative opinion, but you should not let this stop you. I have made art basically my entire life, and in the past I remember there were some episodes where a few times that I've shared what I was making with my contacts and people that I knew on social media, I always got shut down, and often that was hurting, especially because it was coming from people that I consider close to me, people that I consider friends. And so for the longest time, all the things that I was doing, including these videos on YouTube, they just stayed in a hard drive untouched because I did not want people to make fun of me, or I did not want people to think less of me. Now, you might listen to this and say, well, Fabio, you know what? That's really your fault for not believing in yourself or for not being more blunt about what you wanted. And you know, the thing is that I agree. This is the reason why I'm making this video. I have basically wasted more than half of my life caring about what other people thought of me and the things that I was doing. And as a result, now I've lost something that nobody can give me back: time. NFTs give you the chance to put your work on the market and see if there is a buyer that wants it. It's an open market that you can use and access, and nobody should tell you whether or not your art is good enough to be minted as an NFT, or if your art is good, like, at all. Does that make sense? Now, when it comes to NFT, my only recommendation to you is that you pay attention to how much money you spend in minting and listing your works, because the business model of many of these platforms run on you spending money to upload your work. The more you upload, the more you will spend. If for any reason your work does not sell, you will automatically think that you have to upload more because maybe the buyers did not like the last work that you posted and they'll wait for you to post something else. That's not how it works. You will just end up spending more money. My recommendation is stop uploading because you will lose more money than you can make. And I mean this in the most honest way possible. What you can do instead to improve your chances at selling is, of course, to continue making art and work on the work that you can make, but also you should focus on your ability to start conversations with possible buyers. Great artists are primarily great marketers. Look at the work of Mattimo, for example, and see what I mean. Now, even more important, you can start collaborating with other artists and create relationships that can lead you to building a larger following on your social media accounts. Now, you might think that this is unfair because art should be purely about art, but the reality is that collectors and investors will look at your numbers. They will want to know how many followers you have. They will want to see how engaged you are with your community. And this is for a very simple reason. One of the functions of contemporary art is to make people pay attention. Now, I've talked about this in the past. I made a video where I explained the Catalan banana and why it's so famous. Maybe you want to go and watch that video. Anyway, I really hope that this video will encourage you to pursue your art, despite whether or not you're going to be able to sell it as an NFT. If you are a creator, I think ultimately your goal should be to create and not worry about anything else. And that's it. Thanks a lot for watching. My name is Fabio Palvelli. See you guys next time.